morning, everyone. How are you? Hopefully, you're having a wonderful Friday morning. I'm JJ Walsh, and today I have Motoyuki Ide with me. This is Seeking Sustainability Live number 40.
Wow.
Yay! Wow,
Wow,
exciting.
great.
Motoyuki, can you turn down the audio on the second screen?
Like this, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Can you turn off the audio on the telephone?
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. All right. Do you want to start by introducing yourself a little bit?
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good
This is
morning.
Motoyuki speaking from Fukuoka City in Japan. Yeah, my company is a land operator and tourism consulting about inbound mainly. And my company was established in 2018. It's very new, just 2 years and maybe almost 3 years from July. Yes, it's anniversary next month. Cool. Yeah, mainly we do the market from Europe and Southeast of Asia and Korea. It's in detail Belgium and France and Germany and Australia and Thailand and Vietnam and Philippines and Korea. Yes. Later, by coronavirus, no inbound guests, and but I have a lot of skills because before this company, I was working in Booking.com and the hotels. I did the miles handling over 500 people and something. So I have the skills and knowledge. So just doing the consulting to domestic for yeah cities or towns. Yeah, for region in Kyushu.
That's great. Motoyuki-san, I can still hear the audio repeat. Can you maybe turn off the audio on your telephone?
Okay, I did.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So just to introduce your website, it's KyushuGokoro,
Mm-hmm.
and you can find it online and on the blog. You have some recommendations of travel in Kyushu, which we're going
Mm-hmm.
to talk about today,
Mm-hmm.
and my recommendations from travel in Kyushu. And today's focus from Motoyuki-san and me is to focus on places which are possible to travel after COVID. Places which are outdoors, places where you can do social distance. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, please join us today on our journey.
Awesome.
Motoyuki-san, I like your mission. You say
Mm-hmm.
always discover new journeys with guests through valuable partners. I like that.
Yeah, because my license also in lab B2B, because I can handle customer center something so I like B2B. So that's why through travel agencies, my partners.
Yeah. Well, on your website you talk a lot about the collaborations you had,
Mm-hmm.
B2B, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
firstly, I would like to introduce about the good places by my blogs website, my homepage. I think some people can open my blogs on the links. So there's some.
It's okay. I have the photos.
Okay.
So let's start with Takakicho Gorge. Can you give us that introduction?
Yeah, Takachiho Gorge. This is very amazing place. More than like that. This is a very historical and legend place in Kyushu. Takachiho is the north part of Miyazaki, and they're located east coast of island of Kyushu. It's very far from Fukuoka. I think about 3 hours something, but a lot of Europeans, a lot of foreigners live here.
Well,
'Cause
especially as it gets warm, Takachiho Gorge or this kind of gorge area is a lot cooler, right?
Mhm,
Because it's in the shade and you're next to the water.
mhm.
So, in the warmer weather, of course, this is a great area to visit.
Exactly. And here, this Takachiho Amano Iwato Jinja Shrine is famous for myths of Amano Iwato and Amaterasu, Japanese god. This
Hmm.
shrine has two Shinto shrines placed west and east. The eastern shrine is a hall of worship of Amaterasu, while the Amano Iwato, the western shrine, is a hall of worship for Amano Iwato.
Hmm. So
So,
it's
mm,
connected to military history. Is that right? You said connected to warship.
It's not worship, but like that, yes, God and God, like this, yes, battleship maybe, yes.
Uh-huh.
But it's not like modern worship. It's like a God worship, so a little bit different,
Right,
but
right.
it's very different story.
So
Yes.
maybe in honor of sailors or the Navy or the traditional
Mm-hmm.
military on the sea, right? Quite a
Mm-hmm.
quite a lot of Kyushu shrines seem to have, or any Shikoku area, any place on the coast, the shrines seem to have a dedication to the Navy or the fishermen, right?
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
True.
And it looks like there is a cave here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you describe the cave?
Exactly. Amano Iwato literally means a cave of the sun god or heavenly rock cave. Yeah, in Japanese, thoroughly Amaterasu. The Shinto sun goddess became so outraged by her brother's cruel pangs that she hid herself in a cave, refusing to come out and depriving the world of her life-giving light.
So, sorry, one more time. There was a goddess hiding in the cave, or
Yeah, hiding cave.
uh-huh.
Yeah, the god uh, hid herself in a cave, refusing to come out and depriving the world of her life-giving light.
Wow. So
So
it's a
she was
female
hiding.
a
Hmm. Hmm.
female god. So like
Hmm.
Miyajima in Hiroshima, we also talk about the female god of the island, right? It's Kushima.
Hmm.
And there's is there bats inside the cave? How big is it?
See the picture, please. It's people here know, I think more than 6 meters more high, and depth is, I think, less than 10 meters something. It's very huge.
Wow, looks big.
Yeah.
So that might be a good one to visit, and you wouldn't have to worry about too many people. It's easy to spread out, maybe.
I think recommended visit here, I think on weekdays.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Maybe I
So
do think so.
it does get busy, does it?
So super famous place.
Yeah.
And one more point here, the shrine. The way to the shrine from the entrance, there is a very and a lot of nature's like a trekking, but not like heavy trekking, not mountains, but going around the river,
Hmm.
and you can feel a very nature and feeling nature air or greens, trees, and the sound of rivers. It's very beautiful place.
So it's a really nice place to walk around the
Hmm.
river.
Exactly.
How long would you recommend people spend if they visit Takachiho Gorge?
Well, it depends. Oh, this is not Gorge. This is different. This is shrine, different place from
Okay.
Gorge. Yeah, but this shrine, I think, would be less than 100 people or something.
So
Yeah.
if you go and visit, how would you go there? Would you drive or take the train?
Would be very nice to drive. Yeah, by car. A little far from Central Paris, from Miyazaki or Fukuoka. I think recommendation is car. Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of places in Kyushu that we're going to talk about today,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably most convenient to
Mm-hmm.
drive around
Mm-hmm.
to get to the area. Are there car rental areas you would recommend a car rental company? I know there's a few.
Yeah, in Kyushu, I love Sky Rent a Car. It's very cheap, always cheap. So, and very safe and easy to pick up. So I usually use it. But I think someone like Toyota is famous brand something.
Hmm.
Nissan is of course they have, but I do use the Sky Rent a Car almost.
Well, I think the next phase of tourism is going to be people already living in Japan. So if you are already living in Japan, it's probably easier to drive in Japan. You're a bit more familiar with signs and everything. But there are some agencies, national agencies for car
Hmm.
rental. You
Hmm.
can do the booking in English or Japanese, and you can pay by credit card or reserve by credit card. So I think it's becoming a bit easier now
There,
in Japan.
yeah, Very easy because before coronavirus, there were a lot of people from Asia to Kyushu, Korean, Taiwanese, and Hong Kongese. Yeah, they can drive very freely and it's very easy. So there's a lot of signboards in English in the road, somewhere, anywhere, and driving license guideline also. So it's very easy for foreigners to drive Kyushu. And the reservation method also on the website, they can settle down by cars and a card, yes, scratch cards. And there is English website also. I think no stress to book instantly.
Yeah, and I think the last time I rented a car, they had, I tried it in English to see how easy it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually pretty easy. And there was an area where you could say if you have an international driver's license or Japanese driver's license. So both were accepted. So that was quite easy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You just need to search online for recommended companies, I think, if you're looking for one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or you can, which company did you recommend? I'll check them.
Sky Rent a Car.
Sky Rent a Car. Okay.
Yeah, it's in Kyushu in Okinawa only, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very local one,
No,
but it's very safe, yes, and cheap.
that's a good tip. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to your next recommendation, the Yamaga Festival with the
Mm-hmm.
beautiful lanterns and
Yeah.
umbrellas.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about this festival a little bit?
Okay. This uh, yeah, this festival is only February 7, 8, 14. It's the weekend of uh, February, yes. But it's very limited, so I think very high variable point to visit here in the night. See the lights, focus on Japanese tradition. For example, lantern and umbrellas, just like Jason's background for you. And there's a lot of Japanese umbrellas. They are lighting in the night.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and the candle night also is awesome. So every year, a lot of domestic people here. So uh, in fact, this year I tried to organize a tours from Europe and the southeast of Asia to this festival, but the coronavirus grabbed all things. Yeah, I
It's very
can't. So I
difficult.
couldn't do it.
So
Yeah.
in your photos, you also show the onsen. I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if the onsen is open now. A lot of places closed, but seems like onsens are opening.
Yeah, right now I think yeah started running or I don't know the check maybe that closed until this month. Yeah, but this Sakura Yu is the most famous the central part in Yamaga City, and the water is much different from others, very deep, and like a milk. It's very awesome, but it means the milk is not white, but just like the feeling, yeah, how you feel
So
in the water is like
it's
milk.
very
Yes,
good for your skin. Yeah.
super crazy nice. Yes.
Super crazy nice. I love that. You know, when I saw this, and a lot of tourism until now has been really focused on festivals,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And to get the maximum number of people to come in, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we can't do that anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
impossible after COVID. So one
Mm-hmm.
of the things I was thinking is some place like this where they have this beautiful umbrellas and lanterns. Maybe they could do that once a month, all
Mm-hmm.
year. And
Mm-hmm.
then you could spread out the amount of people who usually crowd in on the one weekend,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you
True.
could spread it out more, and maybe people could book in advance if it's a very small area, to
Mm-hmm.
come in and enjoy the festival. And then
Mm-hmm.
actually, it's better for the customer
Mm-hmm.
because the customer can enjoy without so many people. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, it should be better for the local people because the local people can have business longer throughout
Mm-hmm.
the year. So I think these are the kinds of ideas we need to talk about now after
Mm-hmm.
coronavirus. Let's spread out the appeal
Mhm.
of the festival feeling, but
Mhm.
let's spread it out longer. Not
Mhm.
just one weekend, but let's
Mhm.
spread it out one season or once a month or something,
Mhm.
right? We have to kind of think of new ideas. But
Mhm.
I love the umbrellas and the lanterns. Lanterns, candles on the bamboo, looks like.
Exactly, in the bamboo. It's like a very legend beauty that is. So I I try to spend here just 30 minutes just dropping off here, but I spend there in fact 3 hours. Something is very beautiful. I took a lot of pictures,
Wow.
foot bathing. Yeah, so it's amazing. And the bill limited. That's why I could spend a lot here.
Yeah, great. All
Mm-hmm.
right, let's go to your next recommendation in Fukuoka.
Mm-hmm.
Fukuoka, there is a maybe Ebisu Shrine, is it?
Yes, exactly. This is Ebi's Toka Ebi's Shrine. This is also one more Matsuri, but shrine is open for any time whole year. Yes. Uh, Toka Ebisu is Toka, means 10th. Yeah, exactly. And first of year, a lot of businessmen, the companies come here for praying success of whole year business. So a lot of cloud on these days. And the center, I think 11 or 10th day, yeah, in this day, maybe 10th, yes, I went there. A lot of people, and the picture, the second one, ladies with kimono and the traditional hats, and they are dancing and they throughout this shrine and praying for the success with people. It was amazing. This is also very limited, more than Yamaga one. I think one day on this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
So
it's
we see all the crowds here, and of
ver-
course that is not an NG. That's a no-go from now, right?
yeah.
So I one of the recommendations I made, which is on my channel, is about over tourism, and
Mm-hmm.
I focused on Kyoto because Kyoto
Oh.
has such a big over tourism problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think it applies here as well. You can see so many crowds. So the ideas for how to stagger the
Mm-hmm.
people going in is really important, right? How to
Mm-hmm.
spread out the number of tourists, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's some ideas, for example, charging a ticket. If you
Mm-hmm.
have a ticket, you can limit the number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, have you ever been to like an amusement park or something, and you want to go on a ride, and it's so popular, you have to get the ticket, and then the ticket tells you what
Mm-hmm.
time you can come back,
Mm-hmm.
right? That
Mm-hmm.
would work really well for this kind of crowded destination, right?
That's a good point. I think after coronavirus, especially next week on this day, I think it would be good method. It is. I think you need to add a bank ticket with settlement, and you don't have to need to be in the line alone because the limited people can go in at the exact time. So I think so would be something happening next year
Yeah.
because to see the clouds, I think should be
And
changed.
we can't do that anymore, right?
Maybe yes.
And of course, it's difficult for some areas like this. It's difficult to close or to
Hmm.
have ticket only entry, maybe. But maybe
Hmm.
you can have the food stall, the
Hmm.
yatai, in
Hmm.
like a car park. So open
Hmm.
area, you can have the food stall, and then
Hmm.
the small area you can make ticket entry only, right?
Hmm.
So we need to be thinking about kind of tourism innovation, right?
Hmm.
Crowd management.
Hmm.
This is all things we need to be thinking about. And I have so many ideas. So if you have an event and you don't know how to handle the crowds, please contact me. I'm happy to help you. I have
Okay.
so many ideas. Yeah. I love the straw. I think on
Hmm.
the top of the shrine, you always see the straw, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you know the history of the straw? I heard it's because you always see the fresh straw because it's a kind of pure.
Hmm.
It's a kind of you are purifying yourself when you walk under the straw. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're expert. Yes. Oh my
Not
God.
too simple. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
that's too simple, but that's the general idea, right? When you
Mm-hmm.
see the straw, that's
Mm-hmm.
to kind of purify yourself as you go inside.
True.
And I always tell visitors about this story. When you go under the torii gate,
Mm-hmm.
where should you walk?
Inside, but when you come go out the outside of tree,
No, no.
maybe.
Okay, so
No.
you're under the torii gate, right? The
Mm-hmm.
giant otori.
Yes.
Where should you walk? On the side or in the middle?
Oh yes. When you go in left side and they go out right side. Yeah.
Why? Do you know
Mhm.
why? I heard this the other day.
Oh, it's
You shouldn't go
no.
in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
True.
the middle is where the god goes.
Goes. Mm-hmm.
So unless you are a god or emperor or right, you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't go in the middle. You
Mm-hmm.
should go on the side. And I thought that was really interesting. Very simple Japanese etiquette when you
Mm-hmm.
visit the shrine, right?
Mm-hmm.
People,
Expert.
no, no. People
Yeah.
always ask me, how do you know if it's a shrine or if
Mm-hmm.
it's a temple? Do you
Um,
have some advice?
well, temple is a Buddhist, is God, and the shrine is God. It's totally different, and the building also a little bit different. There's a torii or but other one is no torii something.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But sometimes it's mixed, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Usually, if you see a torii gate, you
mm-hmm,
can think, okay, this is a shrine, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And if you don't see a torii gate, this is probably a temple.
mm-hmm,
But sometimes you see both, right? You see a mix, like
mm-hmm.
Daishoin Temple in Miyajima. You often see a mixture of Buddhism and Shintoism together,
True.
right? So it's a little bit difficult to tell the difference. But basically, if there's no torii gate, probably it's a
Mm-hmm,
temple, right?
mm-hmm,
So this was in Fukuoka. Let's talk about Fukuoka City. You're living in Fukuoka City now, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah. In
Uh,
center of Fukuoka, near Fukuoka Tower.
do you like living in Fukuoka?
It's very comfortable because anything around here can access easily by car, by subway, by trains. Yeah, and not so crowded like Tokyo and Osaka. So love here.
It's a nice size city.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little, of course, different from Tokyo where everything's so close together, but it's still a big city.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have a good shopping area. Even for Hiroshima people, we like to go to Fukuoka because it has a nice like medium-sized city feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go to Fukuoka, I like to walk to the top of the Across building.
Mm.
Have you
Across
ever done?
Fukuoka.
So
Yes.
they have the stairs on the back, and sometimes it's closed, but usually it's open. And then from the top of the building, you can see here, you can see a nice view of the area. But it's a nice activity. I did it with my daughter, and we
Cool.
enjoyed. Yeah. And
You
then,
should visit in the night, maybe. Yes.
oh yeah, I don't know if it's open at night, but yeah, that's a good
Mm-hmm.
idea. You also recommended the Cosmos Garden, the Cosmos flower.
Yeah, because sometimes foreigners say Japan flowers, oh, it's sakura, but also we have some others. One is Cosmos Garden, and one is not here, but it's a wisteria. Okay, show you the Cosmos Garden here. This is our Cosmos Garden in Fukuoka, Kyushu, and it's from 1st October to the end of October, just 1 month. See the picture, you can see it's like a rice field. It's crazy huge. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. And you can smell the flowers taste anywhere you walk around.
You can
And
taste it as you
uh,
taste. You can,
no,
or just smell, strong
yes,
smell.
just smells, yes. And it's like in the flowers, it's super nice smells always working down here. And there is Kirin beers. This is a Kirin beers garden. So you can enjoy Kirin beer very freshly after this right away.
Is
And
fresh Kirin beer, is it good? Is it
mhm,
better than regular Kirin beer? Tastes different?
are maybe different. It's a fresh beer, maybe yes,
Oh, that's
because it's in the
funny.
factory. Yes.
Nice. Oh, you can tour the factory.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm sure that's popular. Also, there's a
Mhm.
lot of craft beer in Fukuoka. I know a lot of craft beer bars or craft breweries. It's very popular.
True.
Um,
In. Mhm.
Cosmos is great because compared to Sakura, Cosmos
Mhm.
is longer, right? It's a
Mhm.
longer
Mhm.
time you can enjoy the Cosmos. It's outdoors, so really
Mhm.
open, beautiful area.
Yes, it's open air completely, not in the night in the room. So it's huge. You can feel nature. But in the rainy day, it's very sad. So it should be fine day.
Well, you
That's
know,
what.
I went on a rainy day recently. I visited a very popular sightseeing place in Iwakuni, Kintaikyo,
Mhm.
and it was beautiful. And because it was raining, there were
Mhm.
less people, so
Oh,
it
it's
was it
cool.
was quieter, right?
Mhm.
So sometimes if you go on a rainy day, it's okay. You just have an
Mhm.
umbrella. It's quite cool. It's
Mhm.
calm. I don't
Mhm.
mind. I don't mind so much.
Cool. It's an American European. Don't care ever ready. So I love it. But
That's
Japanese and the
true, isn't
Koreans,
it? Yeah.
yeah.
They don't like to go out in the rain.
Just drinking in the room, the bars.
Wow, really?
But
Okay.
it's okay. I love rain.
It's
Yeah,
it's
personally.
funny why now I've lived in Japan so long that
Hmm.
I always take my umbrella. Like
Hmm.
even on a sunny day, I take my umbrella because I don't want to get sunburned.
Hmm.
But when I meet, American travelers or European travelers, even in the rain, they don't use the
Hmm.
umbrella usually,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, true. I was
Just jacket.
astonished when I visited in Europe first time. It was raining a little bit because it was winter. Moreover, it is cold. But no one have umbrellas. They're working as it is. What? Why? Yeah, it's true.
That's funny.
Yeah.
When you search for photos of Fukuoka, most of the photos are along the wide city streets and along the rivers, the canals that go through. So, like Canal City is very
Mhm.
popular place to visit. Do
Exactly.
you want to introduce Canal City?
At Curiosity, they have their fountain show per 30 minutes every day, especially in the night. There is a lighting up with fountain show. It's very awesome. When we take my clients, my VIP to Fukuoka, it should be mandatory in the night to Canary City. It's beautiful.
They often have live events or shows, right, at nighttime.
Exactly. In
And
front of the fountain show,
And I
yes.
think Canal City, because it's a mall, right? It's a shopping mall,
Mm-hmm.
but because it's open air, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be easier for people to have fresh air, to social distance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have some restaurants which also is open air and places to eat. There's lots of water everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think it's great in the hot season to go and
Mm-hmm.
visit Canal City. I like going there. And then at nighttime as well, you said you recommend at nighttime. Outside Canal City, they usually have the yatai,
Mm-hmm.
right? The
Yep.
food stalls along
Exactly.
the outside of the Canal City as
Mm-hmm.
well. So it's got like the old style traditional culture, but it's also got new style shopping, new style
Mm-hmm.
eateries. So I think that's a really good area to visit if
Mm-hmm.
you're visiting Fukuoka.
And for the last stop drinking the night, you should go to ramen.
I'm a vegetarian, so I
Oh,
often
really?
it's difficult with ramen, but there is becoming more vegetarian and vegan places
Mm-hmm.
recently. It's becoming
Mm-hmm.
more popular. But
True.
always ramen is so difficult. In Tokyo, there is a vegan ramen, really good
Hmm.
vegan ramen places. I don't know, does Fukuoka have vegan ramen yet?
No, only pork.
But if you have customers coming from Taiwan, there's a lot
Mhm.
of vegetarians too, right?
Well, it depends, but I think vegetarian don't go to ramen shop basically. But normal restaurant, we have a lot of vegan restaurants, so I think they can go. But ramen shop, I don't know. Maybe they don't go to the ramen shop
Yeah,
here in
it's
Kyushu.
it's quite difficult. But of course, Hakata ramen is maybe the most famous dish, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I hope to
Yep.
see Hakata vegan ramen sometime.
Shall we establish the company
Yes,
for vegan
let's
ramen
let's
Fukuoka?
do it. Your next recommendation was in Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to introduce Ogi Park in Saga?
Yes, this is 2 points in these blogs. Beautiful place for Sakura. Yes, one is Yutoku Inari and Ogi Park in Saga city. It's very beautiful. It's like a Japanese traditional garden with Sakura. So a lot of tourists also visit here every year. But 1 point more, this is daytime sakura, but we have the nighttime sakura also. It's a we call yozakura. This is in Fukuoka, in Castle Ruin in Fukuoka City, near our very famous place, the Ohori Koen, Ohori Park. See this picture, you can enjoy. It's a very aesthetic. It's very nighttime and Japanese beauty. See the moon, see the night, but there's a lighting up in the ground, just like this with the stove and with sake under the yozakura. This is also tradition. So I think forest no very daylight sakura, but I think not famous in yozakura. I think so. A lot of people, a lot of tourists from overseas, I take them to the Yozakura. They will be astonished always because this is the first time. Oh, we drink under the sakura and with moon. Amazing. Yeah.
It's wonderful. And
Mhm,
I hope by next April, when we have the next Sakura season, that
mhm,
I hope we have a better understanding of how to keep visitors safe,
mhm,
about how to welcome international visitors, right? I
mhm,
hope by next spring, we're a
mhm,
little bit further ahead in welcoming
mhm,
international tourists again. And for me, I love all flowers, all seasons in Japan.
mhm.
And before sakura, you can go in and enjoy the ume blossom, the plum blossom,
Oh,
right?
it's
And
nice.
I actually prefer the plum blossom because it often has a stronger color.
Mhm,
The sakura blossom's beautiful, but it's very pale, pale pink. I love the different flowering trees. And then even wisteria, like you said, the Fuji
mhm.
is very popular to see as well.
Very limited. History is very short, so it's very nice.
Yeah. But you can find places around Kyushu where they have wisteria or sakura or ume,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
The different kinds of flowers. And then cosmos as well, like you
Yeah,
mentioned.
with sake and
Yeah.
beers.
Lots of drinking, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Nagasaki because you are originally from Nagasaki, right?
Yes, exactly.
I
I
have
was.
I have a
Mhm.
cute picture of you as a child in Nagasaki that you put on your blog.
Wow, Hirado Castle.
This is a picture of you as a child. Were you living in Nagasaki City?
Mm-hmm. Are in Mogi Machi. It's a suburb of Nagasaki City, but it's Nagasaki City. It's in front of my house. There's a sea. Backside of my house there's a mountain. No convenience stores. Just two traffic lights in the town. But lately, a Lawson was found. I found it there. So, just only one convenience store was born there. It's getting modern right now.
It's funny about convenience stores because often we think of convenience stores in the city, but when I
Mhm,
go to the countryside, it's often the only shop in some
mhm,
areas, right? So it
mhm,
becomes like a supermarket or supermarket bookstore. and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the locals really depend on it, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
True, 24 hours in open, so very nice. Because the rural place, there is a very small supermarket, closes so early.
Yeah.
So convenience store is very nice for them, maybe.
A
Mm-hmm.
few years ago, we traveled to Hirado in
Mm-hmm.
Nagasaki, and
Mm-hmm.
that was such a beautiful area. There were great views. We stayed in an old onsen hotel, so we
Mm-hmm.
were taking onsen every day, but we were also doing lots of walks. And I
Mm.
love the public foot bath. So next to a lot of the roads, next to the street, there was these public foot baths where you could
Mm-hmm.
just for free
Mm-hmm.
sit and put your feet in the nice warm water.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really nice service, like for visitors and locals, because
Mm-hmm.
we saw some local people there, we saw visitors there. A lot of the signs we saw were in Korean and Japanese and English, so
Mm-hmm.
trilingual.
Mm-hmm.
It was very easy to follow walking trails around
Mm-hmm.
there. So it was a really nice visit. And I think this kind of area is very good area to visit now after coronavirus, because you can find accommodation that's not so busy. You can
Mm-hmm.
find lots of walking and driving areas. So yeah, I would recommend it. Have you been to Hirado?
Of course, there is a very famous Mauritius also, and I have a YouTube channel for this. They is always providing free tasting and by a lot of inspection places also, and very beautiful. And as you mentioned, there's a beautiful street there in Hirado. It's a traditional Japanese old town. If you walk down there, you can feel very old Japan. And there's a lot of churches and related to Christian. It's very deep place because it's the first time of Christian was started in Hirado by Francis Zabel. So a lot of Christian goes there, Hirado, for pilgrimage also. So a lot of sightseeing spots and very important historical stories also. So Hirado is very important for tourism. Mm.
And it has a that was a good point about the combination
Mm-hmm.
of Christian churches and shrines and temples, that
Mm-hmm.
it was really an interesting combination. Of course, like you said, there's a very strong history there of the missionaries going there, and so you sometimes see this the plaque or information about that. It
Mm-hmm.
also has a strong marine like connection, so to shipping or to the military. So you
Mm-hmm.
often find little shops that are just full of marine goods, like sailors themed things or something. And I thought that was really interesting and cute. You
Mm-hmm.
don't see in many other places. So we really enjoyed our time there. It was great as a family, and I think,
Very nice.
yeah, anybody can enjoy.
And there's a farm stay and a homestay also places in Hirado. So if you want to feel a Japanese kate, Japanese family, you can stay in the home also. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to do homestay, can they contact you and you can arrange that kind of activity?
Yeah, yeah, I do, always. Cool.
That's great. And then from the port area, there's also tours, like boat tours. There was ferries going to different parts of
Mm-hmm.
Nagasaki. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
Iki Island, maybe one of the islands. I'm not sure, but there was a nice
Yeah.
port there.
Ike, yes, very nice place. It's also like Takachiho is very legend stories island, and famous for its sea foods. Uni ikura, yeah, something like that. Uni pasta also is very famous. I love there, and a little far. That's a good point. It's maybe 1 hour, almost 2 hours from Fukuoka city. It's also nice because a traveling feeling for domestic people also. I love
Yeah.
there.
One more thing about Hirado, which we found, is we found really nice little bookshops.
Mhm.
We also found a really nice wagashi shop. So they're
Wow.
making Japanese sweets, and we were able to sit in their beautiful
Mm-hmm.
Japanese room and eat some nice, delicious
Mm-hmm.
sweets. You know, wagashi is vegan, so very easy for everybody to eat.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right,
love
let's
that.
yeah, let's go to Nagasaki City.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my
So,
hometown.
yeah, your hometown. Do you want to give an introduction?
Oh, well, Nagasaki is, I think most of the people went there and have been there many times. For Japanese, I think a lot of people went there by school trip in high school or junior high school, because it's similar to Hiroshima City. It's very peaceful and war history city. That's why we have a peace park, peace museum as well, and we have a lot of experiences. For example, we have a battleship island. We call Hashima. Yeah, sometimes we call Gunkanjima also. Go to the island, and there is very small island, looks like a battleship. We go on there, and we can go around there.
It's
Yes, and
really difficult to be able to go there because it was so popular that
mhm,
when we were in Nagasaki, we weren't able to go to the island. But if you book in advance,
mhm,
then maybe you can go easier. Of course, now after COVID, going to the island, booking in advance, it's still possibly open.
mhm,
And then you're outdoors, so it's a good spot to visit. We
mhm,
really enjoyed walking around the city. Nagasaki is a really nice city to walk around.
mhm,
Like you said, there's the theme of peace
mhm,
because it was attacked by the military in
mhm,
1945, right
mhm,
after Hiroshima. So there's a lot of memorials around,
mhm,
not only in the Peace Park, but around the city. We were really impressed by a shrine
mhm,
where the Torii Gate was half destroyed.
mhm.
Half of the Torii Gate is still standing.
Yeah, yeah,
I found
yeah.
that so powerful. Like there's only half is standing, but still standing. You know,
Mhm,
it didn't fall over.
mhm,
And behind this Torii Gate is a beautiful shrine and two trees next to each other. And the trees, everybody thought all the trees were destroyed forever, but the
mhm,
trees came back to life.
mhm,
And now you can see these two beautiful trees right behind the shrine Torii Gate, where it's only half. And
mhm,
that's part of a walking route to the Peace Park, and it was
mhm,
really beautiful. I highly recommend
mhm,
walking
mhm.
around Nagasaki.
Yeah, and the churches also. And even if you're not a Christian, it's worth to visit because it's very related in the deep of the history in Nagasaki. And a lot of world heritage is there in Nagasaki City also. We have a Grabber Garden and Ora Church, and the battleship also is a world heritage. And we have Mitsubishi World Heritage place also. It's company, but it's world heritage. So it's very curious and city.
Yeah, so you have the history, but also it's a very modern
Mhm.
city as well. So we enjoyed walking around the Dejima Wharf.
Wow, it's cool.
Yeah, and they
Yes, it
have
should be.
the wharf area was really nice. The
Hmm.
Peace Park was really beautiful and interesting and different from Hiroshima. So many
Hmm.
people think Hiroshima Peace Park, Nagasaki is the same, but actually very different kind
Hmm.
of place.
Exactly. And then we have a Megane Bridge. It's Japan for oldest stone bridge in Nagasaki City. It's very small, but if it is very clear weather, you can see the Megane because it's like a half of grass. It's a bridge, but you can reflect on the river. It's a half of that, so it's like a Megane. So we call it.
Yeah,
It's very beautiful place there.
I really enjoyed that. That was part of our city walk.
Hmm.
We walked around the canals, and
Oh yes.
we saw Megane Bridge, but also many different beautiful bridges along the
Hmm.
river as we walked around. Yeah, beautiful place. There's some interesting shrines.
Mm-hmm.
There was a shrine up very, very steep stairs that we went to. The
Mm-hmm.
stairs are so steep, and when you get up to the top, you have a beautiful view of
Mm-hmm.
the area, right?
The shrine is everywhere. It's the main place for Nagasaki Kunchi. It's famous place. It's very tough to climb up to the top, but it's very nice exercise. But after that, you can feel very relaxing after her
Yeah,
exercise.
and you can enjoy the nice view, right?
Exactly.
And people said Nagasaki City is famous for cats. So we saw
Mm-hmm.
a lot of cute cats along the way. We could
Mm-hmm.
take photos of cats. If you're a cat lover, you like
Mm-hmm.
that. I like cats.
And one more very nice, interesting story. Usually, Japanese love cycling, a cycling bike. But Nagasaki people don't ride on cycling bike so much because we have a lot of mountains, a lot of houses on mountains. So we ride our small bike, it's a motorbike, and cars, buses, but not cycling. It's also funny culture in Nagasaki.
That is true because it is more mountainous, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
we got in shape walking around the city. We only walked everywhere because the weather was so good. And
Hmm.
afterwards we were so healthy and fit.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
that's a good point.
One other thing I really like about the canals, along the canal areas, like where you said Megane Bridge,
Hmm.
there were some really nice shops, like
Hmm.
art. There was some art shops or small galleries.
Hmm.
Um, we saw some artists who had been drawing beautiful postcards right
Hmm.
next to Megane Bridge. There was some cake makers, beautiful
Hmm.
wagashi cakes or
Hmm.
bakeries. So
Hmm.
that whole canal area had so many interesting, unique shops around
Hmm.
that
Exactly.
we really enjoyed that area.
Very small shops, but very tiny and cute shops, and sometimes very famous. For example, Castella shop is very small, but it's very famous. Contributed to the Emperor of Japan years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
worth to
I don't
visit.
have a picture of that, but we enjoyed castella.
Hmm.
Castella is it's kind of Portuguese cake,
Hmm.
is it?
Exactly, from
So, but
Portuguese.
it's very famous from Nagasaki. So if you're
Hmm.
in Nagasaki and you like cakes, you have to try castella.
Hmm.
All right, let's go to Senganen
Hmm.
and Kagoshima,
Hmm.
because we had a nice talk with Alex Bradshaw from
Yeah,
Senganen.
Mr. Rex. Hmm.
Yeah, on Seeking Sustainability Live number 6. And
Hmm.
he introduced Senganen. Have you been there?
Just once, yes.
It has such a nice combination of traditional Japanese culture and high quality modern
Hmm.
like goods, or they make glass, they make
Hmm.
their own wagashi, but they
Hmm.
also have such a strong tradition, heritage and history from the area.
Exactly, World Heritage it is. And one impressive point is scenery from the garden. It's garden itself is also very amazing Japanese beautiful garden, but you can enjoy Sakurajima from the garden. You can sit down on the house and see the garden, but there is the Sakurajima mountain over there. It's maybe I cannot express well, but it's like art. If it's clear weather, oh my god, I can spend there 1 hour maybe just
Yeah.
sitting down there.
I'm showing the photo of Sakurajima when it's erupting that Alex had sent
Yeah,
me. It's really
yeah,
impressive.
yeah.
We have a comment now from Mikiko Horikiri. She says Senganen is going to open July 20th. So now they're
Yes.
closed, but that's wonderful news that they're going to open in a few weeks. And so you can enjoy visiting then. Thank you, Mikiko. And she says,
Nice.
please come over. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
I would
Mikiko-san.
I would love to visit
Hmm.
in July. Maybe I'll drive my electric car down there.
I can take the air from Fukuoka
Oh yeah,
maybe.
I like driving, and I have a great electric car now, so I'd love
Wow.
to. I want to
But
explore Kyushu more.
I would like to I want to ask you one thing about electronic car. Do you feel inconvenience to travel Japan because I see very few places to charge battery. So I don't know, especially in Kyushu, I see very few
Yeah,
electric station. Even in gasoline station, this almost gasoline station don't have the electronic charge places. So
yeah.
what do you think of this
Well,
situation in Japan?
before I comment, Mikiko says the 10th, July 10th.
Yeah.
She's confirming. So that's good. It's opening in 2 weeks. Nice.
Hmm.
3 weeks. Driving electric car in Kyushu, I haven't done it yet. But I
Yeah.
know that Tesla, my car is a Tesla.
Wow.
We have
Nice.
the fast charging, and
Hmm.
there is a few fast charging in Kyushu. So I would make sure I make a plan to
Hmm.
be near those when I need to
Hmm.
be charging.
Hmm.
You can use an adapter and
Hmm.
charge at other areas, but I would love to research that more. I don't know how
Mm.
easy it is, but yeah, very,
How
very
many
important.
electronic charging places in Kyushu?
In Kyushu, maybe only three. Not for
God.
Tesla, but for other electric charging, maybe there's a
Hmm.
lot more. So I want to research it. Yeah.
Okay.
If you find some good ones or resources, let me know.
Okay, I will search for you before
Thank you.
coming.
Thank you. Yeah, so Sakurajima, of course, you can visit the island,
Mhm.
and that's open now. Senganen is opening on July 10th, but Sakurajima Island, you can visit, right?
Yes, because it's nature one, not restricted.
Yeah, and you can take a ferry from
Mhm.
Kagoshima straight to the island, maybe about 20 minutes. It doesn't take too long, right?
Yeah, less than 20 minutes, maybe 15 or something. It's very close.
And
Yes.
then you can walk around the island. If it's not erupting, probably if it's erupting, they will stop the
Mhm.
ferry.
It's the same as Aso Mountain also in Kumamoto. Hmm.
Yes. Yeah. So if it's erupting, you don't want to be going near because it's dangerous. The fume is dangerous, as well
Hmm.
as, of course, if it erupts, the ash or the lava. If we look at popular pictures of Kagoshima, of course,
Hmm.
most people have the Sakurajima. But because Kagoshima is along the coast, like many of the cities we talk about in Kyushu,
Hmm.
there's often beautiful outdoor onsens,
Hmm.
rotemburo, to
Hmm.
enjoy.
Hmm.
The Kagoshima streets, the small city streets, is really
Hmm.
classic and nice Japanese streets. And
Hmm.
Kagoshima's food is also famous, right?
Exactly. It's Kurobuta, right? Our first time, very, very old time, I went there, Kagoshima, and ate the tonkatsu. It's a pork cutlet, right? I was astonished because I ate it one part and I saw the meat. It was black. What? Black pork? Oh my god, this is Kagoshima, right? And super yummy. I loved it. So I when I visit in Kagoshima, uh, pork cutlet and shochu. This is a must.
Yeah. Well,
uh,
of course, if you don't eat pork,
mhm.
there's a lot of wonderful vegetables, a lot of fish to
True.
enjoy, right?
Hmm.
Speaking of shochu, we also talked to shochu expert Stephen Lyman.
Hmm.
He was seeking sustainability live speaker number 28, and
Oh.
he talked about how special Kagoshima's shochu is because the sweet potato has the volcanic ash from
Hmm.
Sakurajima, which is
Hmm.
helping the sweet potato grow
Wow.
and give it a very unique flavor. So,
Hmm.
of course, that's something you want to try, Kagoshima shochu. But shochu is famous all over Kyushu
Hmm.
and even Okinawa and Amami Oshima. There's a lot of shochu in the South areas, right?
Exactly. Okinawa is awamori. It's quite yeah, unique shochu. Very nice.
Mikiko also says Sakurajima has erupted over 380 times this
Wow.
year.
Almost
So,
every day.
wow. This year, not even that's yeah, more than every
More
day.
than okay. Oh
That's
my
more
God.
than once a day. That's amazing.
Oh.
If you're traveling in Kyushu, getting back to shochu,
hmm
how do you like to drink shochu? There's many different ways to drink, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I love rock. Not straight, not with water. I love rocks because mainly I enjoy the conversation with someone drink with. So when we start with rock, first time it's like original, it's like a straight. But when we enjoy the conversation, the ice will be melting. It's a very good combination when I drink it. So slowly drinking, and but long time I drink a long. So rock our way is best for me.
Yeah. When I talked to Steven, of course, he had lots of advice for different ways to drink it. And
Yeah.
I was really impressed that shochu is so low calorie, right?
Exactly.
That it's
Exactly.
the lowest
Lowest.
calorie. So
Yes.
I've been enjoying a little bit of shochu because I don't drink much. A little bit of shochu with water and umeboshi,
Wow.
or with lemon, and it's such a nice, refreshing summer drink.
Oh, you drink with umeboshi, but you boil or you make it hotter or something? Just
No,
straight with
just
umeboshi.
a little bit of shochu, water. So
Okay.
shochu, water, and then just smash the umeboshi inside
Cool.
with ice. So
Cool.
good, really good. I
You're
I
Japanese.
love I love umeboshi. Really,
Yeah.
really healthy. We have just a few minutes. Let's talk about Miyazaki's beaches, of course. Miyazaki is so famous for its coast, beautiful coastline and
Mm-hmm.
beaches. Do
Mm-hmm.
you like Miyazaki?
Yeah, I love Miyazaki because a lot of shochus also, and in summertime it's very busy for organizing this surfing. Surfing tours, surfing yeah tours are mainly FIT individual people because it's a famous good wave and especially from Europe and from America. Yeah, it's like the region. A lot of people visit here in summertime. So
Yeah. So the beaches are beautiful. You can do camping. A lot of
yes.
areas of Kyushu, camping is very popular. I think
hmm
camping is a good next step tourism because you can travel with your family, you can camp in your area, just have to worry about using the public toilets or the public cooking. But
hmm
if you cook your own food, pretty safe, right? Kumamoto is famous for kumamon.
It's me? I don't know. Yes, Kumamon.
Kumamon bear, and
hmm
of course shochu as well. Of course, Kumamoto Castle,
hmm
which was destroyed in the earthquake, but they've rebuilt.
hmm
Anything you like about Kumamoto?
I love the Kumamoto Hitoyoshi city. There is a very amazing chicken farm. It's in very deep of woods. There was a greenhouse, but there is a Japanese irori restaurant in the greenhouse. Very deep woods.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
have the YouTube channel. I think later I can share with
yeah,
you.
please share the link later. And then, of
hmm
course, Mount Aso is in
hmm
Kumamoto. It's very
hmm
beautiful. But like you mentioned, make sure if it's erupting, you have to watch for the safety
hmm
information, right?
hmm Right
And
now, cannot see the eruption. Yeah, it's because it's level 2 or something. We cannot go approaching. It's erupting. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that is the end of our hour. We didn't talk
What
about,
already?
yes, we didn't talk about everything in
What?
Kyushu. We have too much to talk about.
Okay.
Maybe in a couple months we can do again another
hmm hmm
Kyushu tour and
Yeah.
talk about different places that we didn't talk about
hmm
today. Yeah?
foods or yeah, something. Yes, others also.
Definitely. Anything you want to say at the end? We have 1 more minute.
Yes, I have a lot of skills, knowledge, experiences for advising for reviving regions and local places. So please, let me know. I can help anything for that. So, for consulting from now on, I can be open 24 hours. Yes, please ask me anything about
Oh,
inbound
wow.
and tourism.
24
Yes.
hours? Are you sure?
Yeah, my reply will be limited, but I can accept inquiry 24 hours.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Motoyuki-san, thank you so much for all the work you're doing. I know it's a very difficult time now for travel agents in Japan.
Mhm.
Anybody connected to tourism, we will put your links below under the video. And please get in touch with Motoyuki-san if you want some advice about Kyushu. So thank
Mhm.
you so much, everybody. Have a good day. See you
ありがとうござい
later.
ます。
Arigato.